spectacular Copacabana Beach was a fitting venue for the sport of para-triathlon to make its Paralympic debut. 60 athletes from 18 nations competing in 6 medal events. 3 medals in the men's competition were decided on a warm Rio morning. The course comprising a 750-meter sea swim, a 20.92-kilometer cycle and a 5-kilometer run. 11 men were in the water for the PT4 class for athletes with mobility impairments. 3-time world champion Martin Schulz of Germany and Canadian Stefan Daniel were amongst the favourites for the gold medal. But it was Great Britain's George Peasgood who went out hard and steadily opened up a sizable lead over the field by the time he reached the beach. He clocked 9 minutes 41 seconds for the swim and headed for T1 with a 30-second advantage over Mexican Jose Abraham Estrada Sierra. Frenchman Maxime Morel, 37 seconds back in third, was a picture of calmness as he prepared for the bike after a good swim. Peasgood was onto the tri-bars as he led the race into the 4-lap bike leg. 21-year-old Estrada Sierra and Morel were working hard to close the gap. World champion Schulz was the man to watch. 4th out of the water in the swim, and 52 seconds down he powered through the course, posting 3 of the fastest splits, and the 26-year-old, who was born without the lower part of his left arm, came into T2 in the lead by 15 seconds over Peasgood, who had a 10-second lead over surging Jairo Ruiz Lopez of Spain. The athletes had to dismount their bikes before entering the transition zone. Schulz, who also took part in London's Paralympics as a swimmer, set about defending his lead on the 2-lap 5-kilometer run. The main threat to his gold medal hopes was 19-year-old Canadian star Stefan Daniel. 2016 World Championship bronze medalist Ruiz Lopez, who was born without part of his left arm, was just ahead in second. Schulz could afford a glance back as he closed in on the finish line. A sensational performance by the German to write his name into Paralympic record books as the first para-triathlon gold medalist. Stefan Daniel posted the fastest run time of the race, which claimed silver just 28 seconds back and just 9 seconds ahead of a delighted Jairo Ruiz Lopez in third. The PT2 race had 10 athletes whose mobility impairments were lower than those in the PT4 class. The sea temperature was 22 degrees and a slight easterly-southeasterly raised a small swell off the beach. Mark Barr from the United States and Australian Brant Garvey was soon out in front. And it was Barr who reached the swim exit handlers first. The professional nurse, who had his right leg amputated above the knee at the age of 14, had 41 seconds in hand over Garvey. The man from Perth is a former professional wheelchair basketball player. World champion Andrew Lewis of Great Britain was third out of the swim, 53 seconds behind Barr. Italy's Michele Ferrarin in fourth, a former double world champion, has spinal muscular atrophy that affected the movement of his left arm. And Moroccan Mohamed Lana was in 5th place at T1, just ahead of France's Stéphane Bahir. Ferrarin was super strong on the bike, as was Bahir, showing good skills on the hairpin corner. Barr had lost his lead and was under pressure from Lewis. 45-year-old Ferrarin was first into T2 with a lead of 53 seconds as he headed out onto the 5-kilometer run. Bahir was leaking time. Andrew Lewis was in a battle royal with Mohamed Lana. Ultimately, it was Lewis who went away to add the Paralympic title to his World Championship. The race for second was thrilling. Ferrarin just holding off Lana to take the silver medal, 41 seconds behind Lewis and just 5 seconds ahead of Lana. The men's PT1 for athletes with more extreme mobility impairments was the last of the medal races to take to the waters off Copacabana Beach. The swell had risen, and the first of the athletes to reach the beach was world champion Jetse Platt. The athletes were assisted up the beach and into their wheelchairs before making their way to their hand cycles for the cycle leg. Platt had a 55-second advantage, but behind him, just 35 seconds covered the next 4 competitors.
Platt just taking off that wetsuit at the moment, just getting that wetsuit down.
Or skipper.
Dutchman Platt, who had his right leg amputated, was in dominant form. Pre-race favourite Australian Bill Chaffee, who had only lost 2 races in 7 years, was in second place. Geert Skipper was holding on to third place after the swim. Platt, who was 4th in the hand cycling road race in 2012, was increasing his lead at every turn and came into T2 with 2 minutes and 35 seconds in hand over his rivals.
There's a stop and go with the dismount line. Yes, just changes the hand. Second position today.
Skipper and Italian Giovanni Acenza lost time to a stop-go penalty in T2.
Stop and go for Acenza. Now it is the Netherlands and Italy in second and third positions. There they go.
Platt was in complete command as he powered towards the finish. The PT1 athletes completing the run leg on racing wheelchairs. Skipper put his head down and turned up the heat to try and catch Acenza in the race for silver. And his big effort paid off as he passed the Italian. Platt, though, was an unstoppable force in the PT1 race. Crossed the line in 59 minutes and 31 seconds. It was double delight for the Dutch as Skipper took the silver, whilst an ecstatic Acenza collected the bronze medal. The Dutch fans on Copacabana Beach had plenty to celebrate thanks to the brilliance of Jetse Platt and Geert Skipper.